Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We are going to be taking a look at the energy and predictions for the sign of Taurus for the month of May. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Very happy early birthday to you, Taurus. Do hope you have an amazing Taurus season. But let's go ahead and get into the reading for you for this new month of May. We'll go ahead and get all of the cards out, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Wow, Taurus, I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing here for you for your birthday month. Let's just go ahead and move this over here. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me. All right. Energy on the bottom, you have the Lovers. All right, Taurus, so are some of you here involved in a situation with someone? You may be contemplating your long-term relationship timelines. You may be involved with someone, and I don't know if this is about marriage. I don't see any traditional marriage cards. I don't know if this is quick fling energy. That won't be for everyone. But there's fire energy with the Lovers, which is sometimes like summer romance or whatever, something like that, right, Taurus? You can think of it that way. But I think on a different level, whatever your relationship status is, you are maybe contemplating your feelings about another person or what you would like in a future relationship if you're a single Taurus. Now, for those of you who are not here for love, this is very simple. The Lovers represents an important choice that you have to make in life. And what I will say is, looking at this reading, some of you have work choices here that are definitely on the table that you are contemplating, that you're looking at here. Definitely some of you are thinking about your work situation. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I leave? What will I do? Some of you are maybe ready to make some type of transition in the workplace or around your career, okay? I think that that's probably more so the majority of you, I think, are here for what's going on in my work situation. So let's try to hone in on that. In the middle card here, this middle card is important because it spills into the rest of the cards. It informs the rest of the cards here. You have the Page of Wands. This is the card I look for if you are receiving new offers or opportunities for employment. This is a huge job offer card. The pages in tarot can represent news in any way. Wands connects to work. This can also represent offers, okay? So particularly if you've been firing off resumes or looking to see what's out there, this is a card you want to see for sure. Actually, some of you may have a change. The thing is, I don't think I'm talking to Taurus people who are unemployed. This is the interesting thing. Or here's the deal, like if you're unemployed, it's because of your own volition, okay? You have maybe left to take time away for some particular reason. I don't see like firing energy, or maybe layoff, anything like that. But I think some of you are either you're currently in a job and you're seeing what's out there, or some of you, if you don't have a job, it's because you just chose to not have a job. So I think maybe some of you could also be headhunted here at this time, okay? In other words, I think you're doing well in your career and somebody maybe saw the work that you're doing and they're interested in hiring you in some way. That's definitely possible. On the love story, this could be an exciting sort of like romance for sure with the Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, Devil, and the Lovers. That's for sure. How long it will last, there's a lot of speed on this reading. I guess time will tell on that. In the first column, you have the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Five of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, this can represent swift action in life. This is, wands are faster moving cards typically, and the Knight of Swords is a card that also indicates quickness, right? Something that goes very fast. Sometimes when the Knight of Swords comes forward, there's something we have to act on when and we don't really have time to process, right? We have to act on something at the gut level. I think some of you are being made aware of an opportunity, and it's sort of like you don't have much time to work through this. Like, it's sort of like something's been sprung on you here, and you have to take action, or yeah, you have to take action in one direction or the other, either stay or go, is what it feels like. Yeah. With that, you have the Queen of Wands, which, the Queen of Wands is somebody who's like the life of the party. This is somebody who you always want to spend your time with. This person is extremely exciting to be around. But it also indicates that you are potentially going to be very busy here in this month of May. The Queen of Wands juggles a lot. They put a lot on their plate because they can handle a lot. And I think that some of you here, you may have a busy month ahead, but you're up for the task. Okay, you're up for the task for sure. But what's interesting is with this Five of Swords in this lower row, first I should say you have a very, very good birthday reading here, Taurus. Very positive cards. There's something here in the lower row, which in this spread is like something you may not see, something that may be hidden, something that's going on below the surface, maybe in your subconscious. You maybe see I wonder if some of you are just focused on the downsides, and maybe the suggestion here, as I'm looking at these cards, would be are there potential upsides to this decision that you're not seeing? Okay, because the Five of Swords, this indicates a temporary defeat. Okay, but the key word here is temporary. It's not the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is something that's completely done, the door is shut. Five of Swords, it's temporary. Okay, so it's sort of like you give something up to get something else type of energy. And maybe looking at the potential benefits here instead of focusing on what's exiting is what the cards are trying to put forward here. In the middle column, you have the Six of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Devil. Okay. Very clear here that in the month of May, you are going to be making a transition. Okay, you're going through a rite of passage here, or you're going somewhere new. The Six of Swords, this person here, interestingly enough, I actually like this combination that you have here. Six comes after the Five, of course, right? And this person is not letting this small, minor loss or defeat hold them back. Instead, they're sailing forward. Okay, they're sailing forward, and they're going somewhere new. They're going to a new city or a new place, or new, in this case, it might be place of employment. This represents rites of passages and transitions in the tarot. So I think you're processing something very quickly, okay? And there is something about processing speed. I know I'm not talking to a computer. I'm not a computer. When you hear processing speed, you sometimes think of computers. But in your mind, there's something about processing speed here with the Knight of Swords and the Six of Swords, okay? I would say, do you have more time than you think? Because one of the things with the Knight of Swords is you want to be careful, which you have next to the Six. Be careful that you don't act in haste. Like, be careful that you don't act too quickly and make a decision that you later regret. But I don't necessarily see that. I just see a lot of speed in this month. This month is going to be a blur for you, Taurus. Things are going to happen very quickly. Okay? These are generally positive, especially as I look at this final column here, which I'll talk about in a minute. The Six of Swords says that you have some desires here that are under the surface. There's something that you desire in life at this time. I don't know that you have maybe called it out, or you have, maybe you've realized it, but the Devil, it really represents desire. And that's not always a bad thing, right? Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. It depends on your situation. It can also represent power. It can represent habits and addictions, and toxicity in life. It can also represent a person who is toxic, right? So somebody who keeps you under their thumb, or tries to control you, or dominate you, or whatever the case may be, right? With the Devil and the Lover's card. And so maybe some of you are breaking free, so to speak, of something that is not serving you in your current situation. But I really think that there's a desire that you have. Okay? And this may be even a better way of saying this. Maybe you have some lofty aspirations here. In the final column, you have the Strength card, the Fool, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, this is incredible for you, okay? Basically, you have an Ace and a Fool, okay? The Fool is like the power of all 4 aces in one card. And you have that with another ace, okay? The Fool starts off the journey. It starts off everything. And for sure, by the end of this month or at some point in this month, maybe even into June, you are going to start something. You will be on a new path. I can pretty confidently say that. Or the actions that you're taking here in May, ultimately down the line, are leading you to this full journey here. Okay, it's leading you to this new journey. There's a new outcome here on the horizon for you. Timing is hard, especially in general readings. So, will it be the end of May? Will it be June? Will it be later? It's not 100%. But as we are looking at May, the actions that you're taking here in May are absolutely putting you into a new journey, for sure. You will be getting a new beginning here in the future with the Fool and the Ace of Swords. And, the Ace of Swords, it brings about success in this new beginning, in this new journey. It's a breakthrough. It's the clouds clearing. And the Fool is like leaping forward without knowing exactly where you're going yet, but knowing you're going somewhere. That's the important thing with the Fool. You then have the Strength card, which is Leo energy. The Strength card is all about taming your fear, taming your desires. It's a good card to have with the devil, right? And overcoming any challenge or obstacle that's in your way and being brave. It's a positive card for this. Being bold, especially with the Fool, this idea of like leaping forward and not exactly knowing where you're going, that takes bravery in order to do something like that. All right, let's go ahead and let's pull some additional messages here. We'll take a look at what's going on in the oracle cards for you here, Taurus. Let's see what we have going on here. All right, we'll start off by pulling some oracle cards, and then we will get into the tarot clarifications. On the bottom, nice, you have Kuan Yin, care and compassion, choose to be love, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. The author of this oracle deck associates Kuan Yin with Reiki healing. I'm actually a Reiki master. I haven't done Reiki in a while, but it's a very helpful practice if this is something that you want to do. You could look it up, and if Reiki's not your thing, that's okay. You could do something, maybe you're more of a Tai Chi person or you're more of a yoga person. Maybe some like Eastern style alternative therapies, such as those, could be helpful at this time as you maybe manage some stresses or as you have like a lot on your plate. And doing some sort of self-care practice may be very helpful at this time. Let's see here, what else do we have? So you have Lady Nada, heart awakening, awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance, as well as Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. This card here, the author talks about how there's this like vortex above the Horus, right? And you can place ideas. The idea is that you can go into meditation and you can visualize yourself placing ideas in the vortex, and that will like actually like in your mind see the idea sitting above your head or in the vortex, and that can act as a sort of manifestation practice or method. All right, yeah, I'm bringing forward like a lot of more like, I would say like spiritual ideas here, but these oracle cards are very, very spiritual. There is also something about love here showing up, but it's more so like, how are you loving yourself, okay, in these oracle cards. Let's see what else we have here. You have Brigid, inner strength, move back to wholeness, recognize that you have the power. That's very much like the strength card, as well as Melchizedek, higher learning. You have learned from experience, more inner study is now required to further progress. Okay, interestingly enough, as you look at this experience card, this idea of like, you've learned from experience, In the Six of Swords card, this person is carrying these swords with them. Each one of these swords represents experiences that they've gained along their journey. Okay, so you can tap into the experiences of the past here as you move forward with this new beginning, or you take this transition in your career or in your love life or whatever it may be. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards. Now, Taurus, I do really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope things are going well for you. All right, we go ahead and split the deck here. Okay, you have the High Priestess, you have the Five of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. There is something, I'm not surprised now that I kind of I dipped into like the alternative energies, like energy therapies and the spiritual energy of these cards, because you do have the High Priestess, okay? It almost feels like some of you here are being guided, okay? Some of you feel like, have you ever had that feeling of just being guided? Like, you know that the universe is kind of rearranging your schedule, guiding you on your path, and maybe you're more of a God person, maybe you like to pray, or whatever the case may be. All of it is valid in my opinion. But for some of you here, there's something bigger at play for you, okay? The High Priestess is a way shower, okay? They are somebody who can give you spiritual enlightenment or show you a spiritual path. And in other words, I feel like some of you here you feel like this decision here it's special. Like you have a special decision that you have to make, right? Like you feel like this is leading you into a new path in some way. You then have the Five of Wands, which can represent maybe some conflicts here. There may be a conflict of scheduling, like a scheduling conflict here for you. So I'll just throw that out for you. As you have the Queen of Wands, somebody who takes on a lot, and then a conflict. I don't necessarily see this with another person, although the Queen of Wands is a card that can indicate another person. There may just be a scheduling conflict here, okay? Then you have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Your destiny is here. If you are getting rejected, the Five of Swords can indicate rejection in some way. This is going to be opening up a new path for you, okay? This is part of the path, okay? This is part of the destiny. Ultimately, by the way, I don't see rejection here. I see a minor situation with the Five of Swords. With a new beginning here, I see something coming in for you. You have the Eight of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Swords, okay? And you have the King of Pentacles. I see that some of you have been in the waiting game. Okay, you've been playing the waiting game here around something. With the Eight of Swords, yeah, some of you have been playing the waiting game. Yep. And the Eight of Swords, and I think this is about like a job offer or opportunity here. Okay, and it's almost like, when is it going to come in? Or maybe you had a great initial discussion, or you had a great initial interview, and you're like on the other line. You're on hold. And I would say, like, the idea of this reading is, what will you do with the time in between, right? Like, in between the initial meeting or call and the outcome. Like, the space in between is up to you, okay? What you do with the space in between the start and the outcome is going to be maybe important, but it's also going to be good it's going to determine how you're feeling about this situation. You then have the King of Pentacles. That could be your energy here. This could be any earth sign. With the Devil, I feel like you really see a huge outcome. Like, in your minds, you have a huge desire for this outcome. Like, you really see the light at the end of the tunnel, but maybe you're being put on hold in some sort of way. Okay? But what's amazing here is, with the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles is about your skills, your talents, your abilities, and your hard work and dedication, and how your hard work and dedication pays off for you, and how that pays dividends in your life and in your career. It's a very good card for skill and also potentially promotions, right? While the Page of Wands may be an offer, yeah, it could be quite literally, this could be about a promotion. If you're not looking to leave your position, this could be about a promotion. It says that there's good progress happening in your work situation, in your career. You then have the Two of Swords. You have the Three of Pentacles, amazing. And you have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups with the Ace of Swords, that could be a really like a breakthrough in your love situation, for sure. Like maybe you were on break from someone and you get back together, something like this. There may have been one or two people, there may be one or two people who come before the final person. Okay, so there may be like a really good long-term love situation happening for you with the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords, but you may also be going on like dates with one or two other people. Okay, for the single people out there, the people who are dating. Just throwing that out there. You then have the Three of Pentacles with the Fool. Three of Pentacles can indicate your colleagues, right? It can also indicate progress in work. I do think that maybe some of you, like the work environment is changing here, whether that is you switching a new job or you being the leader now, like you having people who work under you. Yeah. You then have the Two of Swords. There's this blindfold energy here with the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords. There's one thing that's missing, okay? And I honestly though think it is sort of like about how in life sometimes we just have to leap forward without exactly seeing where we're going. This idea of not being able to see where you're going. Even though I know that's contradicting what I said earlier, like I do know in your mind you have this, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're not actually seeing the path, like you're not seeing how you get there. Like it's almost like you're a little bit ahead here. It's almost like you're a little bit ahead. Like you see the outcome, but you're not at the outcome yet. And you don't see the path between where you are and the outcome. Does that make sense? So there's something that you're not exactly seeing here. Yeah, it's more so the details that you're not seeing, I think. You then have the Knight of Cups. Definitely good for singles, but there is some fling energy or something like this going on maybe before. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the Kipper cards. Let's see what's in the Kipper energies and see what we have going on for you. All right, you have adjudication, you have unexpected income, family room, coffin, pathway, and bad health. Okay. Yeah, the bad health situation this is not anything that you should stress about. What's going on here is it's like you're on hold, okay? This is just confirming to me that the outcome is not here yet, and you want it to be here. And the reality is that it's not here. So what will you do with the time in between now and the outcome? Like, how will you spend your time? Will you spend your time in despair? Will you spend your time worrying and anxiety? What will you do, right? And I think that this is probably also why these oracle cards are bringing forward a very spiritual message. Okay, you then have pathway, which is potentially 3 to 6 months in the future. Again, timing's very hard, but pathway really it represents your dharma. It's the path that you're supposed to be on, which is good because in life you will always be pulled towards your dharma. Okay, you'll always be pulled towards your path, but it's up to you whether or not you're going to walk down your path. You could walk on other paths, but you will always be pulled towards it. But you have free will, so life is all about your choices. I definitely see a bonus or a pay bump or a raise here for some of you with unexpected income. Okay, this is what I have. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, happy birthday to you, Taurus. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.